people started to come in and, you know, there were these Russians and Americans and there were some Indians coming in and I could see my sticks were flying out and my portions were flying out.
For a chef, the best thing is an empty plate, wiped clean, coming back. They actually wiped the entire plate clean and I'm like, wow.
If you like my dish, after you had it, you need to take the spoon and put it in that sand. Oh. Is it good?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's really nice. I love the flavors. I love the texture and how it melts into the mouth.
It was very good, very tasty, and not too much sugar and stuff, so it's very good.
Popcorn with cinnamon, it's really, really tasty.
Try it, and if you like it, please vote for me and my truck. I ate everything. It's good, really.
Thankfully, it's the last of the black box week, which is such a relief because it's so scary. You don't know what's going to come out of it.
The review of the entire public here, they love my food. I got sold out really quickly. So it's been a fantabulous task, but I'm waiting for the judges' review now. So I hope they're on point and I'm safe today then.
Ladies, we have a feeling that we have a very tough job at our hands. But time to start the tasting. Let's start alphabetically. Akansha.
So it was judgment time now, and we all were asked to get our dishes one by one, and they were calling us alphabetically. I was the first one to go because my name starts with A.
All right, Akansha, what do we have here?
We have a caramelized banana chocolate walnut loaf, a bread, and then a strawberry chocolate parfait.
Akansha, मिर्जापुर में ये सब कैसे सीख गई हैं?
नहीं सीखा मिर्जापुर में पढ़ते पढ़ते रेसिपीज देखते देखते ट्राई करते करते
Your vision of making a chocolate parfait in a chocolate challenge, balancing it with the tartness of the strawberries, adding the freshness with it, punching it with that peri-peri. I mean, it's just amazing.
In this heat, where things were flying, it was hot and sweaty, you got that parfait right, you got the consistency right, and I think that calls for a round of applause.
Akansha, you know, my most common complaint with parfaits is that they're not eggy enough.
It was first time for me, so I don't know how it should be. So he said he always wanted it to be eggy, and I thought that, oh my God, it's not eggy now.
Your parfait is perfectly eggy, perfectly creamy from the yolk. This is what you can cook for the first time. You know what? Go ahead, take every risk that you've ever imagined taking. Today, you made everybody from Mirzapur proud.
I always wanted people to know me and people to know where Mirzapur exactly is. He is from UP, as I have said earlier also, but then Mirzapur, nobody knows about it because it's like in between a small city, between Allahabad and Banaras. So, but then that moment, that words coming out of Chef Ranveer was a big thing for me.
What is your dish?
A breakfast hangover dessert with a kick of wasabi.
Got it. All right.
Ipsita, your vision of making this hangover breakfast would probably flock a lot of people at your food truck in the morning at the beach. So it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? Having said that, what is this runny sauce that is in your plate?
So that's the wasabi, honey, and lychee mix.
To me, that actually looks like you spilled something on the plate, as opposed to it looking as if it's a part of the presentation. So it's a bit sloppy.
Shagun did mention my plating. She told me my sauce looked a little sloppy, and I felt really silly for not having picked up her little hint on
keeping my plate clean.
Ipsita, as usual, living up to your name. 4 or 5 elements on the plate and thus a long explanation from you. What I like about the dish is that it speaks breakfast. It's definitely breakfast because you've got the nuts, you've got the fruits, you've got a little bit of chocolate, you've got carrots. And for me, that's a great idea.
Ipsita, the whole idea of translating a paisam into a muesli granola of sorts, brilliant. This is a completely different direction that you've given me personally that I'm going to work on. Imagine a paisam converted into a muesli. Outstanding thought.
Then I got my dish and my worst fear did come true.
Thank you very much. Looks pretty.
Thank you, thank you.
So what have you brought for us, Juhi?
So I have a little chocolate banana cupcake topped with a strawberry chocolate ganache, a little crumb, which is just brown sugar, cinnamon, and flour.
Chewy, what I'm taking from you is this amazing mustard lemon curd. What I'm giving you is one small piece of advice. If you have eggs, use them. Your cake is going to be much more moist. Baking powder, baking soda, it dries out the cake. Also, if you're using baking powder or baking soda, use a mixture of both. If you only use baking powder, it's going to become extremely dry and it's going to leave a kind of a bad aftertaste in the mouth. But looking at the cake individually, trust the egg, trust the oven, right? Reduce the baking powder.
Yes, it did happen to come down to that dry muffin, which was put on the plate, and it does put me in a very difficult spot at the moment, not knowing if this could decide my fate in the game today.
Your vision of actually taking the mustard, thinking last minute, you'd actually picked up the wasabi powder, you brought it back, replaced it with the mustard, and it was such a great idea because it works wonderfully with your lemon cream. And the freshness that you've brought with that fruity sauce of mango, it's just accentuating and elevating your dessert. The only thing that I wish was better on this plate was if the cake was more moist.
The thing was chocolate. The theme was chocolate. And I feel maybe because of those 2 elements, you left the chocolate or you gave the chocolate a second position.